Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. Make sure you like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So it's the beginning of the month, sort of. I mean, it's kind of the middle of the month now, but I usually do my prediction blitz at the beginning of the month. We do a video talking about 2022 in terms of the Senate races and the governorships, and maybe one of these days I'll drop a House prediction, probably this month. I've got a few other videos I want to get to, potentially some more documentary style videos for you guys. They'll probably be a little bit shorter than the Texas one, but they're still going to be solid videos, so stay tuned for those. But anyways, we have this governor's map right here. I have to do the prediction blitz at the beginning of every month. CPAC just happened. It was a great event. I met some of you guys there. We got to see Donald Trump give a speech. It was a fairly solid speech, I would have to say. But now here we are, and we are going to analyze the governorship map. But first, let me tell you guys about my friends over at Noble Gold. Now, inflation isn't something we've heard for a while, is it? Well, last month, the inflation rate in the U.S. hit the highest rate in 29 years. That's right, 29 years, since 1992. That's a big problem for all of us with food and gas and everything else going up. But it's terrible if you're planning on retiring anytime soon. You need to put an inflation dam up to stop it from wiping out the value of your savings and investments. It's not too late. Noble Gold specializes in the retirement planning and IRAs. So their team of experts is your first stop, and they make it easy to do. This month, they're offering a 1-ounce American Eagle solid silver-proof coin with every IRA or 401k taken out. Not many people can relax when inflation is this high, but like thousands of others, with Noble Gold, you'll be okay. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com today. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Here, I filled out pretty much all the safe states here. 21 toss-ups, technically not really toss-ups, Oregon and, Rhode Island. We'll get to the likely blue states first, speaking of which, Oregon, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and I would put New Jersey safe. I don't think it's going to be within 10. Also, when we get closer to the election, Rhode Island and Connecticut also may turn into safe. We just don't know about candidates, so we're averaging it out. Maybe D+9 or so in Rhode Island, Connecticut, and Oregon, because statewide elections are vastly different from national elections. Virginia, I think, is going to be close. That's the one this fall. I think it's going to be a 4-point win for McAuliffe, but I actually think Youngkin has an outside chance to win, because McAuliffe does not know how to campaign, and Republicans are energized. Democrats a little bit apathetic, you could say, at the ballot box in the 2021-2022 midterms, especially in 2021, because it's not really even a midterm year. It's an off-year election, kind of how the Alabama Senate race was in 2017. Obviously, McAuliffe is not as weak of a candidate as Roy Moore was, but it all comes down to turnout anyways. So Republicans have a chance, but it's probably going to go blue. Iowa and Ohio. Ohio, there may be a primary there. DeWine, I think, would struggle more so than a challenger like Renacki. There's some other challengers there that probably are not going to be able to win the primary, because the establishment, even, that opposes DeWine, is consolidating their support behind Renacki. Same thing with Iowa. So Texas also should be safe. I think Greg Abbott is going to win by more than 10 points against Beto O'Rourke. If Matthew McConaughey does decide to run, it would make things interesting, undoubtedly, but I'm not entirely sure that that is going to happen, and if he does, he may run as an independent, so we're not really sure how that would shake out, but I'd have to get back to you guys on that in a future prediction if he does actually decide to run. Florida, safe pretty much, maybe under 10, but I think averaging out how DeSantis would do against Nikki Fried and Charlie Crist would probably put it as safe. Republican, R+10, R+11 or so. So 23-15. Maine is, I would put in the likely Democrat column. It's not really going to be very contentious there. New Hampshire, that's a close one. Because of the statewide party doing very well in 2020, despite the nationwide party regressing, I think that assuming Sununu runs, I still think it would stay Republican, although it would be a very close election. And I'm only saying that because of the red national environment, because Biden is in the White House now. So Republicans are going to naturally be more energized to vote, and we've seen this across multiple special elections so far, and that's only likely going to continue. So Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, these three are going to be extremely close. In 2020, Pennsylvania was a very, very close state, 1.2%. Now it's an open seat now that Wolf is not there. Republicans won that statewide referendum recently to restrict his powers, showcasing that the energy may be on the Republican side. We're not sure who the candidates are going to be at the moment, but assuming that you have a high Republican energy in the state, I honestly do believe that Pennsylvania, being an open seat, right now will move it to tilt Republican. I'm not sure if that is going to continue, but we'll see. Michigan again. I think Michigan, Whitmer is a difficult candidate to beat. I wish she was not, but we cannot underestimate our opposition here in the state of Michigan. Now, the deal with Whitmer is a lot of her support is in Grand Rapids and Oakland County in terms of where the traditionally swing vote has been. And you still, however, have a lot of rural part of the state that is angry at Whitmer, that will turn out against her because they are still fed up with her and how she handled the lockdowns that disproportionately affected the rural areas and small businesses. Now, the thing about Whitmer in particular is the fact that she can only go down if some candidate is there to energize Republicans. I think Republicans will actually be energized in the state, but you still need somebody that can bring out that vote. James Craig is the guy I think that can do it, but I don't even believe he is fully announced yet, and he may not win the primary. I hope that he will. As of right now, it is probably tilt D, tilt R maybe with Craig. We'll get to that later. But Wisconsin and Minnesota. Minnesota should probably be likely D. Tim Walz is awful, but for some reason, Minnesota is a very, very weird state politically. I don't know how a state that's roughly 90% white in its electorate has never elected a Republican since the 50s, save the 1972 blowout of Nixon. And even then, it was closer than most other states in the nation. Wisconsin, I think, is probably a very easy flip for the Republicans because of the energy factor, because of the fact that Scott Walker, not the best guy at turning out voters in the driftless area, didn't do that well with workers. I think somebody like Sean Duffy would do a little bit better. I think he's going to be the guy. I think Evers, he's not super popular. He won in 2018 by the skin of his teeth. And I think as of right now, I would say, judging it on being a red year and the fact that statewide Republicans typically do better in places like Waukesha County than Donald Trump has done, and Ozaukee, the whole WOW area, I believe that Tony Evers is going to lose. So we have Kansas again, 2018, kind of a fluke. Now, Laura Kelly is not really that unpopular. She's not super hated among independent voters, but I'd have to say with the energy factor, it's probably going to flip back because after all, it is the state of Kansas. Even so, it's probably going to be by a few points. Colorado and New Mexico, I'd put Colorado as likely D. New Mexico lean D. Mark Ronchetti could make things closer. So 27-20 for the Republicans. Nevada, again, it all comes down to Clark County. And I have the Senate election red. But with the energy from the lockdowns cooling down a little bit, that might help Sisolak, although the statewide party has just gone completely missing in action and it's being taken over by these far-left individuals. Now, personally, I think Nevada, we could say, will stay Democrat by the skin of his teeth. Sisolak will hold on in Nevada, but in Arizona, even though I had Mark Kelly winning in the Senate prediction, you'll see the opposite here, and you'll see a Republican governor hold on, Kimberly Yee or maybe Carrie Lake or some of these other individuals that are running. In terms of who's going to be on the Democrat side, if it's going to be Hobbs, you could amp that margin up significantly. If it is going to be somebody like a Greg Stanton, you could probably even say Dems may be a little bit favored. So we'll split the difference. Tilt R for now. Georgia, the state is changing. The party is divided. It's going to be down the wire. It really will be. Personally, I will say that it is tilt Republican for now. There is a case to be made here, though, that if Republicans don't turn out enough because of the divisions within the party, that the state could flip. But if the nominee is Stacey Abrams, the party likely could consolidate behind Kemp or behind Vernon Jones or behind whoever it's going to be, and Georgia will stay in the Republican column. I can't see any Kemp primary voters switch to Abrams. And personally, even though Georgia, I expect to trend to the left continuously, as the national environment moves right, I do believe that Georgia will go red one last time in the governor's election here. So 29-21. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please like this video down below, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.